Are you thinking about moving south to Palm Beach? Let me ask you this. Are you crazy? My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury. Welcome. Each week we help people understand what it's like to live here in this community, or this bigger community we call sunny South Florida. We do a lot of new construction. That's one of the things that people from around the country ask. They look us to compare the new constructions. This week I am in a new community. It's in Broward County. It's actually even south of Fort Lauderdale, and it's called SIENNA. It's a relatively small community. It's only like 30 homes. It's relatively new. It just opened a couple months ago, and it's already about a third sold out. They sold when a community opens, they have a tendency to sell a lot right away. No exception here. As you can see, they're starting to build here. One of the good things about this community is there are both quick deliveries and almost tripped there, and to be built homes. So if your timeline is right now, or if your timeline is a year from now, they'll have it here at SIENNA in Broward County here in South Florida. So if you're looking at and you're considering moving here to South Florida and you want help from people who've actually relocated and done this before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you see our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But two of the best ways, in the description and the comment section, there's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is help set some time for us to speak, either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel the most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. In a minute, I'm going to go to the map, and I'll tell you why. This is a unique area. There's a lot here, there's a lot around here, between Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Las Olas, and so forth. You're in the center of a lot of stuff. Now, the reason why there's not that as much new construction here is this is an older area, a more developed area. It's been developed for a while now. And because of that, you will find less new construction here. If you're in the Fort Lauderdale, Cooper City, that's the name of this town. We're in Cooper City. If you're in the Cooper City, Davie area, there's a little bit less new construction and much more existing homes if you're looking in this area. Let's go to the map.
So let me start by zooming out to get an idea for the people who are not familiar with South Florida, to give you an idea where we are here. This is South Florida. The Miami-Dade, we're in the Broward County area, which is the area where Fort Lauderdale is, and then there's Palm Beach. Now, this is such a small area that it's sort of hard to find, so give me a second. So as we super zoom in, the map is a little bit older compared to what's there today. This piece of property, this is exactly where Madame E, the builder, bought their property. You can see it's just a green space. This is where the 30 homes line up. And as I'll mention later, this is all on water. So this little strip is on a street called Sheridan. Sheridan is the main road through this area. And one of the things is that it's next to the numerous parks we have in the area. It's very close to the Brian Piccolo Sports Park. But there's a couple of other things I think worth noting. This is the big one, in my opinion. This place has gotten crazy in the last few years, especially. The Seminole Hard Rock Hotel Casino in Hollywood, Florida. So in recent years, that the Hollywood Hard Rock Hotel is really built up. It's a big guitar, and it's got from SIENNA at night. They got these lights going straight up. You can see them from SIENNA, from the hotel. It is very close. It is an attraction that attracts people from all across the country. It's elegant. It's got several pools. And a lot of people come here, especially in the season, to vacation at the Hollywood Hard Rock Hotel, and it's going to be literally in your backyard. A couple of other places that I want to point out that I think are significant. Again, here we are at SIENNA, and you can see that we are really close to the airport, the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. It gets a lot of traffic there, and one of the reasons it gets a lot of traffic is because it is a lot of cruise traffic. People from around the country, around the world, go on cruises in the Caribbean, and this is one of the major airports. This one in Miami, one of the major airports that people do fly in. Because of it, there are flights internationally pretty much everywhere. So moving on from the airport, we're going to go down Sheridan, and this is going to be the beach that you're going to primarily use. Hollywood Beach, famous beach, great boardwalk too. So they have like Margaritaville there. They have concerts and all kinds of stuff. So if you live in Sienna, you're going to find yourself going to this area. Okay, the other place I want to focus on here, that I think that if you live here, you're going to want to, I hear a lot of people talk about Hallandale Beach, how beautiful it is. It is nice. But you are near place called Las Olas. Las Olas is beautiful. First off, you're near Fort Lauderdale too. Fort Lauderdale has got a lot going on, a lot of industry, big downtown area. It's like a satellite city for Miami. And also Las Olas. Las Olas, let me tell you a little bit about that. Las Olas, even from people in Palm Beach go there. There's not a lot of residential stuff down there, believe it or not, over there, but it does have a lot of nice restaurants. It's Las Olas Boulevard. It's a section of Fort Lauderdale. There is a lot of restaurants and things to do. You can walk up and down the street with things to do. The other thing about Fort Lauderdale as a whole, it's like called the Riviera of Florida. They have a ton of canals and all that. So it really is beautiful. If you live in Sienna, I think you will find yourself going to Las Olas in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Last but not least, you are near, literally, here you have the Sienna. Last but not least, you're near Miami and everything Miami gets to offer. I mean, this is on a downtown Miami on a good day with no traffic. You can literally get there in a half hour. Problem is, there's always traffic in Miami. But you are close. If you live and work in Miami, it's an easy place to get to. It is a high traveled area. So in rush hour, it might take you over an hour, but it's good to know it's like the cultural capital in South Florida. So if you live in Sienna, you are near many things and truly in the heart of South Florida.
I hope you found that helpful. Really, this area, I think it's good to know what is around here. There is a lot here. It's definitely different than what you'll see in Palm Beach, Florida. It's definitely different than what you see down in Miami. You sort of get like a healthy in between living here in Cooper City in South Florida. When it comes to considering and looking at new construction, we highly recommend independent representation. If you walk directly in that sales center on your own, you are working directly with the builder. You're dealing directly with the seller of the home. If you want independent representation, that's what we do here living in Palm Beach, Florida. We need to be there on the first visit, and it is what we do. There's no cost out of your pocket. It's the builder who pays us. So out of your pocket, there's zero. It's sort of a no-brainer. We'll be there. We have to be there for your first visit, but we'll be there right through closing. We'll be there for your drywall inspection if you need us. We will take pictures of the lots as your home is being developed if you're out of state, which is where we see a lot of people buying in this area. We have a transaction coordinating team that helps keep these people, the builders, accountable. So anyways, if you want to know more about independent representation, reach out to our team. We have had people look at this area, look at this community, and one of the things that they say, hey, one thing that concerns me is, and the answer is there's no gate. As you can see, there is no gate here. The HOA here is relatively low, and that's one of the things that they like. It's one of the things a lot of people, we see the clients that actually do like a leaner HOA. That's what they have here. More on that in a minute. But as you can see, this is sort of a busier road. It's not extremely busy, but it is one of the main roads through the area. This is called Sheridan, and this goes all the way to the beach. So if you want to be on a road where it's easy to go east and west, this is a great location here at Sienna in Cooper City, Florida. So I'm going to use my cheat sheet here for a second, because I get this question a lot, right? What are the schools like? So within this area, Cooper City that's one of the reasons people do move here. Even if you don't have kids, people like areas where they have strong schools because it's good for resale. But the schools here are some of the best in all of Broward. Even better, I'm told from the consultant here, who might be a little bit biased, mind you. Better than nearby Weston. They're all A-rated schools. You're looking at, for elementary, you have Embassy Creek. For middle school, you have Pioneer Middle, and for Cooper City, and for high school, you have Cooper City, and that team is called the Cowboys, in case you're wondering. But in any event, they're all A-rated schools, and even if you don't have kids, it's something that's important to know, and it's one of the draws when it comes to moving here to Sienna and Cooper City here in South Florida. So the HOA here is $285 per month. It does include your lawn, so they will take care of not just the common areas, but also in your backyard. They'll take care of all the landscape there. They have a sort of modest amount of amenities. If you're looking for an amenity-rich community, this is not for you. They do have, like I said, it's only 30 homes, and I'll just walk back here real quick. It goes back that way. It's like one street that goes back, and at the back there's their own man-made lake, and I know they have a little bit of a park there. The lot pricing is more expensive as you go further out. So as you go deeper into this community, the price of your lot, the lot that you buy to build your home, is going to go up as you enter the community here at Sienna in Cooper City, Florida. As you can see, there's a lot of construction out here. They have two different, when it comes to quick delivery homes, they have two different, currently today, they have two sort of stages. They have some that are more readily available, like within a few months from now, some that a little bit further, but to be built is about a year. So you can, if your timeline is right now or a year, this is a community I would definitely consider if this is the area you are looking to consider. One of the other interesting things about all the homes in this community, all 30 of them down this way, all have water lots. Some bigger than others, and one side of the street is bigger than the other. This is a smaller, this side is a little bit smaller than that side in terms of square footage. They have about 7,000 square feet in terms of the amount of land you get. One side of it only has 6,500, but they all have water lots here at Sienna in Cooper City, Florida. As I mentioned, this is near a lot of different things. The other thing I want to also talk about, there are a lot of parks here. The consultant said that here in Cooper City, there are more parks per capita than any place in all of Florida. And looking at the map, I could see what they mean. It's near Piccolo Park. So if you're looking for a place to play softball, soccer, they have it here at the community of Sienna. As I mentioned, there's less new construction communities here. There is one other community which I won't mention here that's of similar size. They have about roughly the same amount of homes that they have here. It's a little bit more, but roughly about the same amount. So if you want a look at anything new construction-wise in Broward County, reach out. We'd love to help you. So I just walked in their biggest model. It's called a Suzan. When you're looking at new construction, generally speaking, you don't get homes as large as this. Under air, this is 4,395 square feet under air. So there are some unique features to this home as well. Builders mad at me, and every builder puts their little touches on stuff. But one of the things that strikes me about this is, first off, this is a nice open area. In general, we see people who like open areas. In general, we see people that like a lot of light. You could see this house has both. You have windows here to my left, straight ahead, and the sliders going out to the patio, which is a beautiful. I'm not sure. It looks like it's geared. It's all triggered up, so we can't go out. But you could see it has a beautiful pool. If you do a to be built here in this community, you can do a custom pool. You can do a pool. Target about like $100,000 starting if you do it with the builder. But back to the kitchen, here are a couple of things I really like about it. First off, these are upgrades. These are not standard. Pricings here, I'll go over that a little bit later. But you can see like the cabinets go up to the ceiling. That would be an upgrade. The flooring, that would be an upgrade. The features I really like about this, one of the features I really like about this kitchen is right here, double stack oven. You come in here for sort of like a butler's pantry. The consultant I work with here, he called it a messy room. This way you can keep it messy and no one will know. And then one of the big things I like, and I hear this a lot lately, the pantry. Look at this. You could walk into that pantry. I wish I had a pantry that large. So it's not a natural gas community. I know a lot of people look for natural gas communities. Mainly here in Broward, you do not get that like you do in Palm Beach. You got this nice area. So it's got a lot of unique features, many of which you don't see in most homes. Now I'm heading upstairs. In Florida, it's really common to have this. This is what we call loft. It's almost like a second living space. As you can see, it overlooks the living area. Pretty dramatic, yeah. People utilize this for a few things. Lots of times they use it for like a TV area. Sometimes they use it for kids to do their homework. I mean, there's every different kind you can think. I've seen one of the models over at Arden. They had this as a pool table. I mean, I have seen that, but I think really one of the best uses is to utilize this as a TV area, an entertaining area too. If you have people over, it's a second area where people can sort of gather. So if you come here to Sienna, they have a total of 6 floor plans to choose from. There's only 30 homes, so there's a monotony code like most builders have. So you have to be careful what models you can build where. One side of the street is a little bit larger than the other, so you got to work with the consultant on that factor. But going in terms of size, you're looking at about on the smaller end is the Warhol, which is their only. It's their only ranch-style home. It is 2,350 square feet under air. And it goes up to this model, which is the Suzan, as I mentioned, which is 4,395 square feet under air. So in terms of pricing, realistically, because here at Living in Palm Beach, we live in Realville, you're looking at about all in between what the average person looks for upgrades and the lot pricing. You're looking at about $1.2 million to somewhere in $1.8 million. And it depends on the size of the house and all that kind of stuff. If you look on their website, it'll say like the Warhol, the smaller model, starts at roughly 1.15, but that does not take into account the lot price, does not take into account the upgrades that people will generally speaking use and do. So if you want to know more about the pricing and how that works, reach out to us. If you go to the website, it'll show the base price starting at those prices. Again, I always say this in all my videos, though, if you go to the website, don't register. What that'll do is that'll assign you with a consultant. Best way to get more information is come through us. I'll hook you up with the right person to speak with, answer all your questions here, because that's what we do here at Living in Palm Beach, Florida. One of the interesting things I had heard here is that on the Warhol, the ranch model, it is literally the only ranch model new construction in southern Broward County. The deal is here, you don't get a whole lot of new construction here in Broward County, as opposed to what you see up in Palm Beach and north of there. So if you want to stay in this area, you have less options, but we'll help you out. There's, of course, existing. Here at Living in Palm Beach, we do both existing and new construction. And to us, it doesn't really matter which direction you choose. We always want to do what's best for you. Sienna, Cooper City, paradise here in South Florida.